welcome to Impossible Live. Welcome if you're joining us for the first time, and welcome back. If you haven't had an opportunity to have a conversation yet, or to meet during an event, whether it's a live event in person or during our Event Alchemy audio series, I would love to just welcome you and say hi. And if we haven't met before, you'll discover soon I'm a virtual toast girl. So this one is to you. And I hope you're celebrating something good and enjoying a relaxing day, whether you're joining us live or whether you're joining us for the replay. What I'd love to just invite you to do today is to just sit back and relax for a few minutes. If you're a note taker like I am, I'm a teacher's kid. Grab a pen if you need to. But let me know where you're joining us from. And please let me know a way that we can help you in between our impossible lives. Kind of have had a really high energy day today, and I'm grateful for it. For those of you who are in the mental fitness community, we started beta pods today. And I also had a conversation during the morning with this amazing, wonderful entrepreneur who I'm delighted. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Eugene. How are you? Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate your support. I'm really enjoying the wonderful conversations today. And hey from New Jersey. Hey from Seattle. I'm a New York girl in the Hudson Valley. One of the things that I loved today was an opportunity to have an amazing conversation with a wonderful woman who I met through Thought Leadership Branding Club. And I'm referring her to our fabulous cousin. And today we had a chance to have our first conversation. And I'm really looking forward to the next one, as well as giving her an amazing referral. And it's hard sometimes. And Eugene, I really understand you. Eugene's saying Eugene loves high energy Mondays, and then he has to be mindful of his energy on Mondays. Eugene, I was really, really mindful of my energy today because I've been up for a bit. I joined a beta pod with some amazing positive intelligence coaches who are in other countries, and they are it was in their afternoon or their evening, and it was in our morning. So I'm really conscious and I'm really, really grateful for the iced coffee today. Today's title is Creating Connections to Scale. And those of you who've known me for a while, meaning we met during the pandemic or before then, I've been working on a beta course for a while. It's a labor of love that Jen Franks Ahagatu, she was my course creation coach. And Jen, now you've seen her as a guest. She's doing some amazing things online in her Black Women World Record community. And I hope you've had a chance to check her out previously on Impossible Live. If you haven't, it's another opportunity to check out Amazing Jen. But one of the things about the course, I wasn't really sure in the beginning, in the process of facilitating or showing up at conferences and doing conference presentations, that a course was the right thing for me. And some friends really encouraged me because I was talking about many times about building relationships and how you can build them in a relationship in a way that really feels like you, that really feels genuine. And what they didn't know, some of them at the time, was I'm an introvert at my core. I'm a trained ambivert, and Jonathan Howard of JRH Graphics has asked me to stop saying I'm an introvert. But those who live with me, those who've known me a long time, they know it's definitely, it is for real. So one of the things I love in the process of networking and kind of hitting walls and going past them of trying to create connections and collaborations and meet ideal future clients was the complexity of that process. Whether we're trying to do it in person, online, or both. It's one of the reasons why those of you who've joined us before, you've heard me speak of something called elevate your blend. That's our mixture of how we show up in person, online, and both, which we call hybrid from an events perspective. And in today's post, if you haven't had a chance yet, I talk about 5 critical elements. It's in my LinkedIn profile too. It's things you can combine to elevate your blend and ways that you can generate influence and impact so your business soars, or so your not for profit raises funds, or so you're not the best kept secret. And for many of you who've been following for a while, and I appreciate these amazing emojis because your energy is keeping me going, is that today's post for change, I deleted the word fragile in our fragile world. And that's because sharing ways to create connections in ways that really feel comfortable to us, that match with our goals, our team goals, our messages that we're sharing, the offers and services and products that you're offering to help others provide solutions. You know in your heart of hearts that they're right. And they're not fragile to you because it's connected to your vision, your solutions, and all your gems, your zone of genius, or some like to call them, are superpowers. One of the things I found is that there are 5 critical elements, and I'm an alchemist. Event Alchemy, which is our audio room that Michael Roach and I'm delighted because Michael's joining us next week, is a safe place to kind of blend stuff together. Imagine us in an apothecary, and in a healthy one, where we're able to gather together in a really safe place to kind of mix your ingredients up. Whether you're playing with your recipe or I'm about to rebrand, whether you're trying something new, you're testing it out, you're playing with your magic. And one of the things I'd love to share with you are some of those 5 critical elements in case there's a way to kind of spin them in a sense so that you're able to come up with the best ways to elevate your blend so you can create the impact and the momentum that you're looking to create. The first ingredient or the first critical element is style. And I want to thank Jane Lehman and Shirley Felder for asking me, what in the world? Hey, Emma, welcome. Perfect time. Sit back and relax. Grab a glass. We're at the virtual toast stage with iced coffee. And one of the things about style is there's so many different types of it. And style, I found out, is the master key to ignite trust. And there's so many different types of styles. We're not going into all of them, but I'll spend more time. Straight up, these are the 5 critical elements. Style is the first one. Opportunities is the second one. Approach, risks, and strategies. Each one has a bit of magic to it, and they kind of can combine together. And really, that part of elevating your blend is up to you. How you mix them, how you share them, which ones you don't share, which ones you do share. So style is the most critical. And I'm a teacher's kid. I'm going to go backwards today because that way the style part, you'll have a chance to frame it. This acronym spells SOARS, love to fly, love vacations, love to to travel. Think of yourself in a busy intersection and you're trying to just navigate it. So we said style is first. And as Jane and Shirley have helped me really understand, I have a way to simplify it, but talking about opportunities, approach, risks, and strategies will kind of make it easier. Opportunities, we think of that in so many ways. Think of it as a lens to reflect your solutions. Think of it as a vision perspective. Many, when I started doing interviews at the beginning of trying to work the course out, thought of opportunities as like, Mel, let me know what chamber events I should take, which I should attend, which membership associations should I join. I had an amazing conversation with Sharnetta yesterday, who attended our strategies masterclass last year. And Sharnetta's a physical therapist. She has an online course to help physical therapist students stay in college. And this would delight their parents when it gets tough, when they're, I'm not so sure I want to do this anymore. It would give them an opportunity. So in the beginning, an opportunity through Sharnetta's perspective is trying to meet the colleges and the universities who hopefully want the students to stay in school. You'd think that partnering with like alumni associations would be easy, but they consider her competition. But an opportunity would be, through Sharnetta's example and lens, would be finding someone at a college in the physical therapy department who's concerned about enrollments and wants to really support students, or somebody who's a high school guidance counselor who has a lot of kids who are interested in physical therapy, and they can refer them to her so that she could help support the student and they graduate in record time. That would be fabulous. So think of opportunities as not just who you want to meet on LinkedIn or Meta, or who you want to pop into your webinar, your seminar, who you want to share your offer, your products or your services with. But think of the opportunities as that lens to reflect your solutions. Approach, think of creating a dream vehicle that'll inspire people to discover your value. They'll decide before you get out of the car at a live event, before you get on stage during a presentation, whether they're checking out your bio or looking at your webpage or under your nooks or your crannies, they'll decide and they'll investigate. So think of approach kind of, tie it into opportunities as kind of an invitation. The risks part. In today's, and now I'll add the word fragile world, risks are the quicksand or potholes. We need to avoid them as entrepreneurs to avoid wasting vital resources. We need to avoid them as colleagues, as people in a workforce, so that we avoid that call from HR. We avoid that email, that customer complaint, that problem, and really think of them in so many ways. We'll dive a bit deeper in them in future weeks. Strategies. I'm a geeky data girl. From the mental fitness perspective, we would say hyper-rational. Show me a way to measure stuff. And strategies are the mission controls to monetize helping others. Some of the mission controls I love using are returns. And as opposed to returns on investment, I call it ROE, returns on energies and engagement, or ROO, returns on objectives and opportunities. And I know I'm going a little bit quicker today, which means it's time to slow down, talk about style. Also, in the process. If you have any questions, you'll find there's a link in my profile. There's a link in comments where we can book a call to chat about these from your vision, and you can explore ways to create connections to scale. From the style part, it could be complex. As I was saying before, style is the master key to ignite trust. And there are 3 types of styles I'd love to share with you today. They're really the heart of the matter. One and first is our communication style. So many different ones, direct or indirect. A collaboration. How do we communicate around collaborations? How do we communicate around reaching ideal future clients? And how do we communicate as leaders, or when we're in the many other roles that we carry in life? Communication, body language, amazing thought leadership branding table talk by Shelley O'Donovan on nonverbal body language. Denise Haran of the Sales Club USA also had an amazing presentation on body language. And while we're talking about body language, think of the nonverbal stuff, the emails we send, the text messages, whether we use emojis, whether we're careful where our hands are, whether we're careful where our eyes are. And think of it also from a perspective of communicating our levels of awareness, environmental awareness, we've talked about a bit before, self-awareness. And while we're thinking about that, think about whether it's reflective in our communication. Are we really showing a good understanding of the culture or the environment that we're in, of our neurodiverse styles, of our access needs? Hey, Charlene and Roz, how you doing? I love it. Roz says, you said time to slow down and the feed froze. The power of our words. Roz, you are so right. You're so right. And welcome. Thanks for joining us. Another thing that's kind of interesting is that our communication. Thank you so much, Charlene. I am looking forward to continuing it with you. Brilliant, brilliant woman. Another thing about style and about communication is whether it's genuine or transparent. We can be genuine when we're comfortable showing up as ourselves. As I said, I'm an introvert at my core. We can be transparent when we've done the inner work of self-discovery. Others love calling it mindset. Isabel 14 laughed at me because I said mindset I was allergic to, as I was allergic to the word pivot. And communication in really complex environments, culturally, in our workplaces, whether we're in the office, whether we're working from home, whether it's a mix, the hybrid, complex environments in HR office, conversations with our bosses, our leaders, people who give us sales quotas, with our family members, and communication in those different scenarios. Another one, as I mentioned before, about mental fitness and the pods that we're in and the beta pods that just started this week in positive intelligence, would be our inner narratives. I learned a lot about that in the trust work that I've been doing. Really grateful to Yvette of Organizational Soul and to Ilya Francis, who told me, Mel, step into Ignite Trust. And here we are, a bit over a year later. That's a lot under communication style. Second part would be your recognition style. How do you show gratitude? How do you express it? Are you a thank you note type? Are you sending fabulous gifts? Are you cheering somebody on with a toast? Are you saying thank you? Are you showing appreciation? It's a style, and a style that can really differentiate you in a really crowded market. Or is you just getting started from a brand awareness perspective, from that grand opening perspective? You're just getting started. Really show that acknowledgement. The third one, and this one is probably the most challenging part of style. I know we thought communication was the hardest one. And we thought recognition might be hard because maybe we don't know how to properly say thank you or show appreciation yet. But that third one is adaptive. It is complicated. How do you align your styles? Imagine all our different styles, like they're a glossary. We pull them out in different roles, in different environments. And when we're under pressure, when we're tired, when we're exhausted, when we're learning, whether we don't have any energy, whether we're trying to figure out what to wear, which car to drive, which mm, which seat you want to book on a plane, where you want to be in vacation, your personality styles, all sorts of assessments. And there's learning styles for our different industries, for our different ages, our different cultures. And the one I truly love is Jonathan Howard is talking about signature style. And Mel will tell you in the resources, in the bonuses, we'll talk about trust styles. So I know we talked about a lot very quickly. And yep, there's more. There's a masterclass on each of these. There's an online course to help people who are trying to build an engagement style to transform their revenue, change their future, change the mix, elevate your blend. And I'd love to talk to you more about them. So stay tuned for invitations to masterclasses. The two I'm going to repeat first will be the style masterclass and the strategies masterclass. And people usually want to get to the strategies masterclass because they're trying to figure out how do they monetize with transparency. I had the pleasure of speaking with Amalia Gardner of Monday Night Coaching about that in one of her cool audio rooms. And I'd love to continue the conversation with you whenever it works best for you and your schedule and your time zone. These are the 5 critical elements. How you combine them will lead to you generating amazing impact, influence, momentum. Charlene has an amazing book coming out. And Eugene mentioned it about talking about high energies. But I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about how we can change how we measure returns, how we change our mix, how we elevate our blend. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, and please stay in touch. And have a magnificent day. And as we're doing this, launching a beta course. The beta course is Creating Connections to Scale. Writing a book, Charlene, with Leslie of Mosaics. Help and love. Thank you for the hearts and celebrate. Brave conversations about the undiscussables. That was last week's Impossible Live session. And I'm really delighted next week that Michael Roach will join me. And we'll talk about event alchemy, how to do this around events, around live, virtual, and hybrid events. you have any questions, you're trying to jump these hurdles, and as an introvert, as an ambivert, as an extrovert, happily here to help. And I'd welcome the discussion and a chance to help you explore creating connections to scale. Stay safe and have a magnificent day filled with opportunities and possibilities until we connect again.